The Steelcase Karman already had an S-tier backrest, so does making it a high back with a headrest push it up into God tier? I'll run through all aspects of the chair and give you my recommendations along the way. I'll also compare the Karman to its 3 rival options. The Karman seat comfort is great for a mesh chair. It avoids the common issues like being overly firm or the opposite, mesh that you sink too far into. Steelcase's innovative design includes a pad under the suspended mesh, allowing a softer feel while still keeping you suspended. The flexible frame ensures a smooth transition at the front edge, preventing discomfort for your thighs. However, the seat isn't perfect. The frame is still harder than an upholstered seat, making some seating positions less comfortable. But the main issue for taller users is the seat depth. The short seat problem transfers more weight to your sit bones, making the seat feel firmer. Steelcase claims the seat was intentionally designed this way, giving you a perfectly balanced feeling as you choose your recline position. And to give them credit, it doesn't feel as shallow as it looks. But at 6'2", I find my legs hang too far off the front, even when I'm sitting in a good ergonomic position. Users under 6 foot may find this less problematic, though even at 5'9", Ryan at the office noted the seat could be deeper. Despite some drawbacks, the Karman offers a well-designed balance of support and flexibility, making this one of the best mesh seats for average-sized and shorter users. Moving on to the arm package, the Karman's arms are stylish and custom designed for the chair. They're stable with minimal play, offering a wide adjustment range to accommodate most users. Comfort is where I find them to be disappointing. They are nowhere close to as comfortable as similarly priced Steelcase chairs like the Amiya or the Think. You don't notice their issues when sitting in a good ergonomic position, but when relaxing or using a device, the arm pads are just too hard. They are especially hard on the outer edge, reminiscent of budget-level chairs, not high-end seating. There's also a risk of pinching your hands when adjusting the sliding mechanism. BTOD President Greg was told by Steelcase that Karman's arms use recycled plastic. Now, while sustainability is important, I don't think it should come at the expense of comfort and functionality, especially for a component that's in constant contact with your body. If you want the ultimate value pick, BTOD sells refurbished Leap chairs, an amazing, sustainable option that reuses the majority of the original chair, replacing the materials that come in contact with your body. Check out the link below. Here's the section you've been waiting for. Did they really improve the chair by adding a higher backrest and a headrest? As usual, there's good and bad here, but overall the answer is yes. The biggest advantage of the higher backrest is the removal of the frame coming across the upper back. I wouldn't say I've ever had an issue with the frame on the standard Karman, but eliminating it does give you more surface area for your back to press into. Instead of an upper frame being at the top edge of the mesh is connected to the frame on the back side of the chair. If you're under 6 feet tall, this is likely not going to be noticeable. But at 6'2", when I jump between the standard Karman and the high back, I can feel the high back's advantage. Moving up to the headrest, the style Steelcase went with is more of the recline-only headrest, compared to the always there style you'll see on the Gesture. I have no issue with that as long as it's comfortable. I don't find I'm in the need of a headrest when I'm upright tasking at my desk. When I move the headrest all the way up, it only barely fits into the curve of my neck. So if you're taller than me, or even if you have a long torso or neck, you may not fit well into this headrest. If you don't fit, instead of sinking into the mesh, you'll feel that top edge of the headrest against the back of your head. The other elements of the backrest remain the same as the Karman. The mesh provides a unique suspended yet cradling feeling. It distributes weight evenly while offering coziness comparable to the Steelcase Gesture. It's rare to find flexible mesh backrests because the mesh requires a relatively hard frame to hold the tension. But Steelcase designed the frame with the right materials to allow for flexibility while also keeping that mesh tight. I love how the top portion of the backrest flexes as I push my shoulders back into the frame. And because of the flexibility, the backrest stays comfortable, even when you aren't perfectly centered on the chair. I also found that the Karman has plenty of lumbar support built into the shape of the backrest. I would only add the additional support system if you want as much lumbar as you can possibly get. I personally like that strong lumbar support, but I feel the additional pad only made a marginal difference. Before getting into my comparisons, I want to hit on a couple very important points related to Steelcase more generally. Steelcase has great policies, especially in the US, with a 12-year warranty and 30-day return period. In addition to that, Steelcase is making efforts to build a more sustainable product line, especially with the Karman chair. Their goal is to use the smallest amount of virgin plastic possible while maintaining their quality and comfort. The Karman chair is made from 17% recycled materials and 92% recyclable. So if sustainability is a top priority to you, the Karman is an excellent option. As promised, I want to give you some quick comparisons to other high-end Steelcase chairs. When compared to the standard Karman, the only real impactful change is the extra give in the upper back and some extra support for the very tall crowd. The caveat here is that the very tall crowd won't be able to use the headrest, and the seat depth will be too short. So the reason to buy the high back over the standard Karman is if you want some extra upper back support or you're dying to have a headrest while reclining. Now the Leap beats the Karman in every big comfort category: seat, back, and arms. Okay, they might be tied on the back, but the Leap is the runaway winner in all the other areas. And with almost the exact price fully loaded, I think this is a no-brainer. The Leap gives you tons of flexibility and fits a wider range of users. Where you might find it lacking is the padded seat and back rather than mesh, and the Leap headrest is real bad, so don't even bother. When compared to the Gesture with a headrest, I can see two main reasons to choose the Karman Highback over the Gesture. Number one, the extra $300, or about 25% more the Gesture costs, might not be an option for you. Two, you might be dead set on getting that all-mesh chair. Personally, my preference would go towards the Gesture. I much prefer the highly adjustable headrest, and the seat is more comfortable with depth adjustment. The Karman backrest does have the Gesture beat, but not by a large enough margin. That said, they're two very different chairs, so your preferences will greatly impact which one is better. My final recommendation, the Steelcase Karman Highback is an excellent choice for those seeking a sustainable, mesh back chair with superior back support and a sleek design. However, if you're taller than 6 foot or prioritize seat depth and arm comfort, you may want to consider other options like the Leap or Gesture.